has been a Special Olympics athlete since 1970. She is a self-professed woman of faith who shares her life story that carries a heartfelt message of acceptance, hope, and tolerance for all people around the world. Born in 1953 with a physical and intellectual disability, Loretta did not walk or talk until the age of 4. In 1956, doctors told her mother that Loretta belonged in an institution because she would never be able to survive in the regular world. Her mother refused to institutionalize her and chose to raise her the same as her other children. Despite Loretta's different abilities, which led to years of being bullied and teased, she learned to persevere and credits the Special Olympics as her positive force that turned her life around. Loretta discovered a passion for running early in her life and has now completed 26 marathons. In addition to running, she holds a 4th-degree black belt in karate, is an avid tennis player, and continues to be a multi-sport competitor in the Special Olympics. Can you share a little bit about your journey from the beginning to now with your differences, or difference, I should say?
Well, when I was born, my mother was told that I was blind and I didn't see it at the age of 4. And of course, she wanted to put me into elementary school, just like her other 7 siblings. And I was held back the first 3 years, and you know what happens. I don't know if it's happened to you with a person with disability, but anyone who's different. My grandnephew is very, very bright. Of course, he's getting bullied. And that's what happened to me, because you could see some of the physical difference, but it didn't show out as much. If I was walking down New York City, most people wouldn't know I have an intellectual disability walking past me. Mm-hmm. Like I said, 85% of the people in the world has some type of different ability. I like to use different ability.
Of course.
So my mom raised me with her other 7 children, and I noticed she was hard on me. She wanted me to talk clear. She wouldn't let me get away, even though I didn't talk much, because the reason why I didn't talk much, I developed an anger. And then I, of course, was sent to a counselor to be tested, and to the hospital to be tested, going through all the tests and riffraff. They told my mother, you know, she's not going to be able to go to school. Mm. This says, well, you have a school, you have a special education class, and Loretta deserves to be educated. Mm-hmm. And it was the fighting of her. She was a big woman, but with a big heart, and she didn't take nothing from nobody.
So you started competing in 1970. Can you tell us about the moment when you won your first medal?
I actually started running in 1966.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry.
For girls at all, across the board. No schools, no sports. Title IX started in 1971. Okay. So I was going to school to work program in 1969 when I went to 10th grade. A coach noticed me on the weeks I would go to work. They said, how come you don't take the bus? And I looked at the counselor and I said, I don't like taking the bus. I said, because there's some smart people on that bus, and I got kicked off the one bus. So I would run back and forth to work. He says, well, I think I have something for you. And that day was not a good day, because I got in a fight at the workshop with a guy. And the counselor called me in that evening, and everybody looks around and says, hey, guess what? That's the end of her behind. She's out of here. They thought maybe I was going to just go back to school. But the counselor called me in, not dealing with the situation that happened that morning. He says, I think I have something you'll like. I see you running back and forth and you don't take the bus. I'd like you to be in this program. And I looked at him and said, Mr. Lee, I can't be in that, because my mom don't have no money. I said, every time you start something, then it costs us money. It starts out being free. Well, Special Olympics was not free. Mm-hmm. And I did my first competition out at the local college here, and it was not many people. couple people, because most schools didn't give people with intellectual disability the opportunity to go to school. A lot of my friends were still in institutions, or they had a private school for persons with intellectual disability. So the few places that was around, they had their first meet. And I remember the ribbon. My first ribbon was homemade, and I still have it. I think I still have it.
That's amazing. Lastly, this is the last question I have for you, but what is the best piece of advice anyone has given you?
You know, I have had so much advice, and I don't want to slight anyone. But my mom always said to me, Loretta, it's not how much you have, it's what you have and how you use it.
That's great advice.